Don't know what I'm doing here. Just thought I'd share some thoughts. Now that I've freed myself of the burden of thinking that I have to have written journals to go with what I'm doing, that began to become a bit of a chore. Freedom. We're the ones that tie ourselves up in knots, huh? No one else does it to us, no matter what we think. What I'd like to offer or share is to have everyone give up the idea that you know who you are or what you are. Until we tease the threads out that connect us to mind so very tightly, we won't be able to see what is mind and what is us. But we can start by disbelieving that we know what we think we know. I think one day we'll all be rolling on the floor in laughter over what we thought we knew. But, to pick us up where we are now, it's really good to have some breathing space between self and mind. By the way we were programmed, and our parents and grandparents before us, we were locked firmly in mind and left brain at that. And I think it's easy enough to look around and see where that's led us and the kind of things that are being done now by people that are convinced that they're awake and they're not. There's a heavy hypnosis that affects only the mind. And we haven't been taught how free we really are. And that we don't have to be subject to that. That we can turn our back on it. Step away. It has to do with our concepts, with what we believe. Most of which is not based on direct experience, but on what we've been told and taught. Well, it's time to really question that. And just shove it aside. You don't have to disbelieve it. Just don't trust it anymore. Don't trust that it's the way it is. Why? Because you're a creator God. Little g, if you will. No big head here. Stay out of mind with it. And what you believe, you create. Whether you know it or not. And that's how mind has been used to control us. But it's that easy to step out of, too. Nothing binds us. It's a matter of choice. Free will and choice. And so we've got a bunch of crazy ideas about reality. I suggest we let them go. Table the motion for another day. Just set it aside. What would life be like if this or that weren't the case. No more fear, friends. For what have I to fear from I? We're all one. Different beings playing the part of this or that catalyst to help spur us on. But we're all one. We play with the bodies, with the minds. It's time to go to sleep as man and wake up as divine. To get enough distance from believing we are what is seen here. For the spirit within us to take a big, deep breath and infill the whole of us. The body doesn't contain us. It can't. We contain the body. We contain the sun. We contain cosmos. It's time to wake up from playing it small. Self and now. That's the key. That's the chime to ring whenever you see mind off wandering somewhere. If it's not self, if it's not now, ring the chime. Just walk away from it. You don't have to solve anything. You don't have to figure anything out. Honestly, you don't. Can you let it go? Can you just be? In the midst of taking your walk, doing the dishes, eating your meal, being self-observant, watching and listening, tuning into the flow that feels just right for you. Another key thing is living a life with full integrity and honor. Not saying a thing nor doing a thing that would discolor that in any way. But self and now is all it really takes. The mind will go nuts. So what? That's not you. Let it go nuts. Let it flip out, whatever. Just watch. Self and now. We are divine. Nothing less and far greater than any mind on the planet can imagine. This is not a mind journey. It's entirely transcendent, but it contains the whole, the all that is. And everyone will come to it in his or her own unique way. It's not wasted, all of this seeming separation. Imagine a symphony with only one note. Boring. So we're one, but we're the one symphony. And it's a dance. And the closer we stay to self and now, to heart, to center, the better we'll be attuned to that divinity that we truly are. Don't let mind bash you around. I would say don't try to fix it, or shut it up, or suppress it. Just ignore it. Just watch it and know that you're not that. It's just an undisciplined part of you that doesn't well know its place yet in the universe that you are. And it's been rather invaded and manipulated and, booby-trapped and programmed and all of that stuff. But I still say, so what? Big deal. That's nothing to you. It's just time to know your own grandeur. And it's not a thing of the mind. Anyone who gets off in mind with it, it's what leads to the big head, to the spiritual egos walking around teaching, believing that they know. And that's fine too. I mean, everything is blessing. It's all good. It's all good. But the lovers of truth, the true warriors of truth, will settle for nothing less. We've got enough incarnations where we've fiddled around with this, that, and the other. We've tried it all. Thus, a certain sense of weariness, If we want to experience this, that, or the other, it's within us. Chances are awesome that we're living a lifetime or a dozen right now, experiencing that very thing. No need to go chase it again. We've chased things on the outside forever, pretty much. And if we would just touch bases with the within, with who and what we truly are, we'd find that we already have a knowing there, sufficient to that, such that there's no need to look outside of self, to go explore anything. You contain cosmos. You can explore it all by going within. Does that help? I don't know. Just feels right to share. Just part of the flow here, I guess. What's ahead? Forget it. Is that now? Self and now. The past doesn't matter a bit. Where we're going here, no one has been. Ever. There's no template for it. Self and now is my chosen way of meeting it, of being it, of letting it flow through. when you say, I am divine, feel what that feels like. Watch, see what rushes to the surface, demanding to be heard. Know that it's mind, and just watch. And you'll get to see some of your programming show itself. Now the beauty is, if you're watching from center, or heart, or whatever you call it, your seeing will dissolve it. And it will be no more. Self and now. The power for all of us is there. And it doesn't need to make a lick of sense to the mind. It just doesn't. Of course, it requires that you unplug from pretty much everything, from needing to be understood by your friends, your family, co-workers, yourself. It's got to be okay that it just is what it is, and that I don't know is the answer to pretty much everything. What do you say? Are you game? See you again soon.